What's going on, everybody? It's Elendill here with a guide on 1 through 99 cooking and 3-tick cooking, which is a method to get faster XP per hour. So let's go ahead and get things started right away. So here are 2 quests that you can do that's going to get you from level 1 to 12 cooking. They're very simple. They have no requirements they have to do beforehand. There are other quests that you can do for cooking experience, but they have a lot of requirements, as well as high cooking requirements. So it's not really going to make that big of a difference. And also keep in mind family crest for the cooking gauntlets. Alright, and then also take into account I'm going to be giving the exact experience and fish needed to get to the next levels, but you're going to burn some, so you're always going to want to have extra fish up until level 61. So before I get started on the leveling, I just wanted to say that because cooking is such a trivial skill up until level 61, and by that I mean there's a lot of different ways that you can get from point A to point B. So you could, instead of starting trout at level 15, you could start them at 20 so that you burn less. But it's really up to you what you want to do, and you can use a old school calculator, and I'll link that in the description for you to use. But without further ado, let's get into the leveling now. Alright, so if you have not done any quests or any previous cooking and you're starting off at level 1, you're going to cook sardines from levels 1 to 5. That's going to take 10 sardines if you don't burn any. Since you're most likely going to burn at least some, I would suggest more like 15 to 20. And then from levels 5 to 15, it's going to be herring. It'll take you 41 herring, not burned, to get to level 15. I'd probably recommend closer to 60 or 65. For levels 15 to 30, I recommend trout. Like I said, you can start at 20, but it's entirely up to you, whatever you decide to do. And you can use the old school calculator. It'll help you figure out how many fish that you're going to need to get there. So from levels 30 to 40, I recommend tuna. It's pretty straightforward. Of course, I mean, you can wait till 35 if you want. It's really up to you if you don't want to burn as many. From levels 40 to 61, you can either cook lobsters all the way, or you can switch to swordfish once you hit 45 cooking. It's only going to save you a few minutes. It's like 300 less fish to cook, so it's not going to make that big of a difference. And now that you've reached level 61, you're no longer going to burn lobsters as long as you're using the cooking gauntlets as well as the Hosidius House Kitchen. I highly recommend both of them. It saves you a lot of time and it'll save you money as well. Alright, so starting off at level 76, you can start doing swordfish without burning them as long as you're using the cooking gauntlets in the Hosidius House Kitchen. It's going to take you exactly 7,748 swordfish. Since, like with lobsters, you will not be burning a single one. So after level 61, it's basically all along the same basis. The only difference is that you're going to be switching to a new fish for better XP. So from levels 82 to 89, it's going to be monkfish now. You're going to be cooking approximately 16,000. It seems like a lot, but it's really not that bad since cooking is a highly AFK-able skill. Now from levels 89 to 93, you're going to be doing shark, approximately 11,000. And then finally, we have anglerfish from levels 93 to 99. Now, on the old school calculator, it doesn't list anglerfish, so I went ahead and put the amount of XP that you get per anglerfish as well as how many anglerfish you're going to need for level 99 cooking. Now, if you want a much faster but less AFK-able method of cooking, then you can stick around for my guide on 3-tick cooking. So 3-tick cooking is a very click intensive way of cooking, but you get much faster rates of experience. So when I timed myself when I was cooking sharks, and I found that instead of gaining the average 250,000 XP per hour, I gained 386,000 XP per hour. So the way that 3-tick cooking works is you continuously click on your food in your inventory and click on the fire every 2 items that you cook, because the first 2 that you cook are at 3 ticks, whereas the cooks after that are going to be 4 ticks. So I'll show you right here what you want to do after you click on the fire. Whenever you cook, you simply want to right click right where it says raw lobster, and left click 5 as fast as you can, so it's going to look like this. And you're just going to keep repeating this until the entire inventory is cooked. After you start cooking that second food, you're going to click on the fire again and start the entire process over again. Very simple, but like I said, it's very click intensive. And so you're gonna end up with one of two scenarios. It's either you're gonna have three raw food left over, or just two. And the reason why that's important is because the very last food that you cook, when you just have one raw item left in your inventory and you click on the fire, it's gonna cook it instantaneously. So I'll show you here when I do the 3-2 cooking. After I click that one, I click on it right away, and those few extra seconds will make a big difference in the long run. So obviously you're going to want to be here at the Rogue's Den, right next to the fire, which is also right next to a bank here. And one last tip to make your inventories go a little bit faster is that when you bank your entire inventory, and when you pull out, I don't have any raw food, but when you pull out your food, you want to use your escape button rather than going and clicking the X in the top. I'll show you again here. Rather than getting your food out and then exiting out, it's much faster to pull your inventory out and hit the escape button and then just start cooking right away. So if you're wondering when you should actually start 3D cooking, I would not recommend it until maybe you can do it starting at level 64 through 76. Because if you look at it, you definitely need to be at a level here where you're not going to burn it while you're wearing your gauntlets, because you're not going to have access to the Hosidius kitchen when you're 3-2 cooking. So you can do lobsters at 64 to 76 until you can start cooking lobsters at 76 without burning them at the Hosidius kitchen. But if you look here, you're not going to stop burning swordfish without burning them with just gauntlets until level 81, and by the time you get to level 82, you're ready to start cooking monkfish. So I would recommend it, if you want to start, I would recommend doing it from 64 through 76, and then not continuing again until you have level 94 cooking, and then you can start 3D cooking sharks at the Rogue's Den. The way that I did it is I 3-tick cooked sharks until level 98, and then I picked up on Anglerfish to get a little more XP per hour. Alright guys, there you have it. There's 1 through 99 cooking and 3-tick cooking there for you. If you liked the video and found it helpful, go ahead and leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. If you absolutely hated the video, make sure to leave a dislike and tell me what absolute shit it was.